So I'm starting the fire. We have a pan full of maple sap here, and I'm going to start the fire so that the sap can get nice and warm while we go collect more sap from the sugar bush, the maple forest. Who wants to go collect sap from the forest? Hey. Look at that, kids, it's overflowing. It's a good thing we're here. I just emptied it yesterday, but it's flowing so fast. I take the lid off, and then take this off the tap, and pour it in the bucket. Wow! So the way to tap a maple tree is first, I look up to see where there's a healthy branch, but if it has a healthy root on this side, a healthy branch, we say this is a good spot, and we drill a hole with a drill, just a little bit bigger than the tip of the tap. Put the tap in, and with the rubber mallet, pound it in, and then this bucket has a hole that slides over the tap and rests there and collects. And we put this lid on so we get no rain. So it looks like we have a lot of syrup, right? But we don't. We have a lot of sap. It takes 40 gallons of sap to make 1 gallon of syrup after boiling it for a long time. It gets all the water out of it by boiling it. And so it's really delicious. I call the sap watermelon juice because it's sweet and delicious and drinkable by itself. The tree's way of storing energy is to send sugars into the roots over the winter. And the sugar maple stores more sugar than most other trees, and that's why they can make syrup. So the leaves are capturing energy, and it turns it into sugar energies, puts it in the roots for the winter, and then at this time, between Valentine's Day and mid to late March, all those sugars are rushing up to the tops of the trees, so it becomes leaves again. This is called the preheating chamber. It's right next to the smokestack, so it gets warm while it sits in here, so that we don't have to constantly pour cold sap into the boiling sap, which would shock it and make it stop boiling. So this thing makes it into warm sap. Then we open our little
tap it.
Tap it, tap it, tap it, tap it.
Take a while for that sap to boil off. We might get a gallon of syrup out of all this.
So now we're ready to pour because it's at the right consistency, which you can find out with a hydrometer to measure the moisture in the syrup, or you could find out by looking at the bubbles. When it looks like boiling milk instead of boiling water, it's probably ready, and you'll get used to it as you do this one. So when it's at the desired consistency, it's ready to pour into your bottles. You have to be very careful, it's very hot. Choose your bottles and your size. Little bottles are good for gifts, and very good. Maple syrup is good for anything. So make some pancakes, pour it on ice cream, put it on fruit, but whatever you do, make some maple syrup this year. Enjoy.